Welcome to the final episode of this season of Once Upon a Crime. Enjoy. Eternal, lasting or existing forever, without end or beginning. J.M. Barrie's Peter and Wendy is a play-turned-novel about a boy who refuses to grow up. Peter Pan often sits outside the Darling children's window and listens to their mother, Mary Darling, tell bedtime stories. One night he is caught and loses his shadow. When he returns, Wendy sews his shadow back on, and he offers to bring her to Neverland so she could be his mother. He takes her and her brothers there, and they get into many misadventures. Wendy is almost killed by one of Peter's lost boys, Toodles, and the brothers start to adopt the way of the Lost Boys by saving Tiger Lily from pirates. In the midst of all their adventures, Wendy remembers her parents and wishes to return home. She takes her brothers, but before they can leave, they are captured by pirates. The Lost Boys and Peter Pan defeat the pirates and save the Darling children, who then sail away on the pirate ship to return home to their mother. Peter tries to stop them, but seeing how distraught Mary Darling is about her children being lost, he lets them go. Mary Darling agrees to adopt all the Lost Boys and even offers to take in Peter. However, he doesn't want to grow up, and he returns to Neverland, promising to visit Wendy every spring. Soon after returning to Neverland, however, he forgets about her until years later when he goes to see her and discovers that she has grown up, married Toodles, and had a daughter of her own, Jane. He feels that by growing up, Wendy has betrayed him, and so he takes her daughter Jane off to Neverland to be his new mother. Eventually, however, Jane leaves Neverland too, and he returns years later to find that Jane now has a daughter, and the cycle continues over and over again. This story, unlike any others we've told on this podcast, doesn't have a happy ending. Peter is stuck in an infinite loop until he can learn to accept the fact that he needs to grow up. The question we took to Instagram sparked many opinions and views from our followers. We asked, why would a parent stunt their children's mental and emotional growth? We received responses like, they were jealous that they never grew up as much. They had personal attachment issues. They wanted to exploit their child. They like feeling loved. They like having someone be dependent on them. The twisted motivation behind these extreme parenting choices will be explained in a description of the case known as the Turpin Family.
A California couple who tortured 12 of the 13 children, starving and beating them, were sentenced to 25 years to life in prison. The children were rescued in January 2018 after one of the girls worked up the courage to escape by jumping from a window of the Los Angeles home where they had been kept prisoner. There are a lot of possible motivations, but a peculiar one stood out to me. The family was obsessed with Disney and youthfulness. It was believed that they kept on having children in order to be able to recreate that feeling of having kids who don't grow up. The parents fed the children once a day in order to stunt their growth. This created an appearance of the children looking younger than they actually were. They also only knew the basic knowledge that a toddler would possess. Lastly, the minimal exposure to the outside world enabled the parents to heavily control everything their children said and did. So that's the story of Peter Pan and the Turpin family.
Thank you for listening to this season of our podcast. We hope you've enjoyed these gruesome tales linked to true crimes. I'm Annie Coiras.
I'm Adriana Diaz.
And I'm Lily Harrison, and this has been Once Upon a Crime.